I'll fly, and I'll fly into the end of the sky. So I'll be the one who...
Hello guys, I'm Blind Reaction with My Little Midi Grimdark reading called Month of the Clubber, The Box, Part 3. It is 32 minutes and 50 seconds long. I'm very sorry this reaction is taking a long time, and I didn't expect to find my SSP, my new SSP in October, or November, I should say, November, and it slipped my mind. Literally, it slipped my mind when I was so busy talking to my SSP, Jessie. Jessie didn't want me to do this. Didn't want me to react to me with this readings because she didn't like the idea. Too scary, apparently. Too scary. Yeah. But we're going to get this reaction started in 3, in 2, in 1, go. Okay. Okay, here we go. Going to piano music.
I spent a full 2 minutes drinking the blood from my arm before I finally stopped. My arm throbbed with burning.
Yeah, it's pretty salty if you drink your blood, actually.
I wasn't fazed by any sort of pain. 2 days within this relentless hell had changed me into something else, and I could barely grip any bit of sanity that may have remained within the darkest depths of my now broken mind. Paranoia had taken over every
me, I feel a bit claustrophobic with no visuals in front of me.
Every second that passed, I felt like I was being stalked within the enclosure by not just Fluttershy anymore, but something else.
What's
something
with
more
you?
Powerful and deadly.
Are you causing this, though?
I didn't bother wiping away the thick liquid that stained my entire mouth, seeing I could care less about my appearance anymore.
You can't even see your appearance.
With only the hissing oxygen.
You can't even see what you look like, though.
My mind seemed to be wandering in multiple directions at a rapid pace, as I returned to wandering inside the box, feeling as if I was slowly going insane. I held my head with my hands, angrily wandering throughout the enclosure with my blood-stained teeth gritted. I was angry, sad, but mostly lost. Here I was, an ungrateful asshole, wandering in what seemed like an endless darkness. If anything, I deserved every bit of this torture I was receiving from who or whatever had put me here in the first place.
Are you saying you're giving up now? Are you saying you're giving up?
Angrily throughout the box, intentionally hitting the glass walls as an additional punishment to what had gotten me stuck here in the first place. Arrogance, stupidity, betrayal, and just being a full-out piece of shit to the one I cared for. She hated me now, even though I saw her die before my eyes. She was here, haunting me, torturing me, pushing me to my limits until...
You mean Fluttershy is haunting you? But...
the speed of my pacing increased with each hit.
You're in this box, so how do you know what you see is what you're truly seeing?
My anger increased with every collision to the plexiglass walls of the box, eventually resulting in my legs speeding up to a rapid pace.
It reminds me of? It reminds me of a CSI episode, actually. It reminds me of a CSI episode when Nick Stokes gets trapped.
My own pathetic fucking self.
Oh,
the
dear.
asshole who would cause the death of a beautiful, innocent woman over betrayal, just to save his own fucking ass. I collided into the glass wall again, only this time I didn't get back up and run. This time, I remained still, staring at my faint reflection. The reflection had begun to warp into something else.
What?
As I stood still, feeling a small stream of blood caress down my nose, dripping to the floor of the box.
It looks like your arm is
My
dead.
only focus was the reflection, which had begun to manifest into some sort of shadow figure.
Have you painted your fingernails?
I was not running anymore. See, that's only what this unknown shadow figure wanted. It was time
Looks like
to
your
face
arm
what
is
I had
dead. Looks
run
like you've
from
painted
ever
your
since I had
fingernails
arrived
black.
here. Only in a state of insanity could I face what was hidden from me.
Did you write that on your arm?
The figure had blood-red
traitor
eyes and a maw of a blind light and sharp teeth.
T-A-I-T-O.
The creature looked at me with an expression that
traitor?
most would fear. But at this point, I had realized that all along,
Looks like you got
I
double
had
A
been
there
running
and
from
traitor.
myself. I couldn't fear myself, nor could I run from myself any longer. This was my ultimate test, and I didn't care if I was dreaming or hallucinating at this point. In this darkness, I couldn't assure anything at all, because the things I had been seeing were my fears. Although they felt real and looked real, all along they were.
You're hallucinating, mate. You're hallucinating.
Now
You
that I
can't.
had
You
fallen
can't tell
into
you're
insanity,
hallucinating.
I could see things for what they really were. It was like I had managed to expand the limits of my mind, and now could see things in a whole different light. It was mesmerizing.
This
and
sort of thing
terrifying
that
at the
happens,
same time.
or some people believe happens at
I'm not running from
haunted
you
locations
anymore.
as well.
I won't fear
You're
myself.
in a comfortable situation and you
continue
see
to
things in
stare
your
at the
mind that
manifestation
may
of my
not
own
be
self
actually
as
as
it
if
expressed
you're
a smile of
hallucinating
pure
the whole
terror.
entire
The
experience.
fear did not even faze me anymore. I had finally found
Like
what
cold
had been
spots and all
hiding
that.
in plain sight.
But you're going to get natural
taunting
cold spots
me
in old
my
buildings.
slow fall to
Will
pure
you?
insanity.
Surely? Okay, there's
You've
stuff
been
that you
there
can't
since
explain
the
as
day I
such.
beat that kid to the point of where he died. And I left him in the gutters.
And what is that though? What is this
I
monster?
should have called the police and taken the fall for my crime.
What's the point of
But
calling the
instead,
police,
I ran
man?
and left him for dead, hoping the rats would
Do you
decompose
think the
the
police are
body
going to
of that
believe
poor
your
innocent kid.
story though?
Oh, come on!
I paused,
Yes, I know,
feeling
Sweetie
my
Belle.
anger start to rise. It's one of my
I don't know why I'm
biggest
drinking
regrets
from a
in my
fucking
next
Fluttershy
to
mug
not
here.
attending my mother and father's funeral. I should have been there. I should have fucking been there! But instead, I was too focused on getting to third base. I am easily one of the most ungrateful
What, you're
athletes
playing,
to ever exist
baseball
in this
now?
world. And now,
Sorry.
now I understand why I've been seeing these things that I have been seeing in this box. My anger was at its peak as I wiped away the tears from my eyes.
Do
ready
the
to
cadence
dissipate the
calm
monster
down,
forming
please?
in the glass reflection. They are manifestations of my fears and regrets, including Cheryl, Fluttershy, the pony I fear the most for what I experienced during the events of the survey. The
Yes.
monstrous creature
Last,
with the face is Cheryl.
Skylar's reading from
Those
last
are my
year.
regrets for what I did to her. I should have made the right decision.
Even that was
But
creepy.
instead, I made Cheryl take the fall.
Bit
It's
sexual
all
in
obvious now.
sexual
And now that I
themes.
figured out why I've been seeing and hearing these things, I can see that there's no possible way for me to make it out of this as a
Ponies and socks and all that.
even if I make it.
Thank
one
you,
more day.
Minty, for that.
What,
Thank you, Minty.
what do I have left to go back to in my life? What is left for me? Absolutely nothing, except to keep living. with
You're
those
giving
fears
up
and
too
regrets.
easily, mate.
I'll continue on.
You're
Well, Cheryl
giving
should
up
have been the one
far
to make it, and
too
not my ungrateful
easily.
ass. There's nothing left for me in life. Therefore, what am I fighting for? You can continue to haunt me, torture me, and taunt me all you want.
I
but
sense
in
he's
the
gonna
end,
quit
you'll
suicide
always
now. He's
be
gonna, I
there,
sense
even in
he's gonna
death.
kill himself to death
There's no escape
from
and
this
that's just the harsh
hallucinations.
truth. I paused, feeling the tears roll down my cheeks. Nothing was stopping me anymore. This was the climax of whatever reason I had been spared and brought into this relentless hell. I had come to
mate,
realization
I mean, makes me
that
question
the
now.
environment I was in really was
If
just
this
a
is-
box.
If
And
this
that the things I had
was
seen,
in his
felt,
mind,
and heard were all
based on my
smoking
theory,
mirrors.
if it's based
Fear
all
had
in his
created these
mind,
things, and
did that
now it
mean
was
the
time
survey
to
didn't
destroy
happen?
them.
And was the survey in his mind
I
as well?
created you, and everything I have seen, felt,
Was the survey
or
in
heard
his mind
this
as
hell.
well?
And now that I see the truth of what will
Or
happen,
was
no
that
matter
real,
the
but this is
outcome
not
of this
real?
demented test, I see there's no reason to continue this any further. You lose! With no further hesitation, I violently slammed my good fist down on the oxygen filter at a rapid pace, not holding back any more force. The hissing of the
Looks
oxygen
like-
had
looks
begun
like
to
jelly,
dissipate
though.
very quickly.
Or
as
like
I begun
a-
to let out a laughter.
Reminds me of
another
the
happiness
smooth
or
a bit,
sadness,
but not
or
those
only
eyes
the
though.
pure insanity, as I continued to violently pound against the oxygen filter. I did not care anymore.
He's losing now.
I'm going down. I'm going down my way, you
He's having a
motherfuckers.
mental breakdown now. Is it
After
like
making sure the
a
oxygen filter was completely
schizophrenic
unable to
sort of thing?
produce any oxygen any further, I turned back to the glass, only to see the reflection of myself now gone. I pounded against the glass, taunting at whatever may be behind the glass. Come and get me! I'm all yours.
And plexiglass is basically
I'm all
plastic.
yours!
Isn't it?
I'm all yours! I watched as the bloody hoof of the floor once again caressed the outside of the
It's sort of thing that
glass.
will go into the mental
I
hospital.
just continued to laugh maniacally as I continued to taunt and pound against the glass, hearing an alarm ring from outside of the box. In the midst of the pure madness and the alarm, I could hear the sound of Fluttershy's voice faintly within the darkness.
This isn't the way.
The voice of Fluttershy spoke.
What?
Shut the fuck up, you bitch! The voice quickly dissipated as I continued to laugh over the sound of the alarm and proceeded to collide into the floor. I could feel the lack of oxygen starting to take effect as I continued to laugh and let out coughs from that lack of oxygen. In my final moments in the box, all I saw was the manifestations of what I once feared standing side by side.
Why is the alarm going off in the
along
first
with
place?
Normal Cheryl. Cheryl stared at me with tears in her eyes, as my vision faded to nothing but a blur of darkness.
You do, and this sort
I
of thing,
had no regrets.
you do lose the sense of
I lost my sanity.
day,
my
time.
fears,
You don't know if it's
and
day
my
or night,
regrets.
or in the morning, afternoon.
All was over.
Over. Well,
My eyes shot open,
what?
only to be greeted by a blinding light just above me. I was seeing
Well, that's about
what
mental
seemed
hospital.
like a hospital bed in a long fake
This is a-
hallway. And strangely,
This
I
reminds
wasn't
me of the mental
restrained by any
hospitals I
straps
see
or
on those
anything like that.
YouTube fucking videos.
I proceeded to getting up
Abandoned
from the bed
ones
and
as well.
placing my feet on the cold hallway floor. I didn't understand why once again I had been spared.
And it's always this.
Didn't these bastards
It looks like
want me
it's
dead?
haunted.
I had no idea where to go, what to do, or why I was here in the first place.
That's good artwork though.
I didn't understand. as
But
I
this is
carefully
so
proceeded down the
classic
hall to wherever I was
American
going next. I
haunting
wasn't sure
sort
yet
of
the
thing.
reason why I had been spared. But somewhere among the dark atmosphere of this mysterious
This is
place,
so American.
I had a feeling
Sorry, do I like?
that I'd find something.
This is so American.
I just wasn't
Hospital
sure
sort of
what.
thing. Especially the older buildings.
Hallways. Endless hallways with countless locked rooms was all I could make out of this new hell.
This is
It
like
seemed
a
I
classic
was
dream
walking
as
in
well,
an
isn't
endless
it?
maze of long halls and doors as I continued onward,
Like,
unaware of what I was
if you go
even
through the
looking for in
blackness,
this place.
you're
There was no
going
sound in
into
the
danger
eerie
basically.
silence of the halls,
You don't know what's
except
in
for
the rooms. You don't know
echoing of my
what's.
footsteps and my shallow breathing.
Thank you.
Not
You
wanting
don't
to
know
attract
who's
any
watching
attention,
you.
if any existed beyond the numerous doors I passed. The eerie silence was suddenly interrupted with the sound of an intercom, following an all too familiar voice that made my blood boil at the sound of it. Awake already, I see. The cold voice made my anger rise, wondering if this was even real or just some demented nightmare. Here I was, wandering down the endless halls, unknowing of where I was even supposed to go from here. What was I searching for in this new place?
Is he the only one
Was
in the
I just being
hospital?
played with
Is he
like a chess
the
piece on
only
a
one
gameboard?
in the
Or
hospital?
was I just falling even further into insanity?
Or should I say mental hospital?
One thing was sure. I was tired of being watched and taunted by who or whatever was behind that intercom. They had put me here, had caused me to break to the point of where I confessed everything, and even pushed me to dying in the box.
Those are automatic
Yet
doors
here
as well,
was,
I think.
alive and well. Why didn't you just let me die? Isn't that what you wanted from the start? Foolish human. Did you really believe that you'd escape that easily?
You still have yet to learn why you are really
It's
here.
kind of trying to be American
Only
there.
when you realize the truth
Or
of why you've been spared once more
English.
will you be set
Or
free
Spanish.
from
He's
this
trying to be
place.
English.
I was surprised, not expecting the voice to respond with an answer like that. What did this unknown person or creature mean by that I still had yet to learn why I was really here? I was here for a reason? If so, then what was that reason?
The survey.
I don't understand! I thought I was here for passing the survey! What the fuck is going on?
Allow me to shed some light on the situation. Walk down the hall, and you'll come to a stop, with only two choices, left or right. Take the right hall, and walk to the end of that hall. You'll come to a double-door entrance to where you'll find your answers.
This is.
I wasn't sure whether or not to believe the
Are we
voice
going to
that
come
had
to like
stuck me
a
here in the first place. But at the same time,
reception sort of thing?
I didn't have any better ideas on where to go in this endless maze of halls.
No, I didn't either.
I had a choice.
Yeah.
Believe my worst enemy, or continue to wander for eternity throughout this maze with no guidance of any sort of clue of what I was searching for in the first place. How do I know you aren't just leading me into some sort of trap?
Have I lied to you yet? Think about it. I haven't lied to you about one thing. Everything in the box was a hallucination and a safe haven. Just like I said on the day of your importation.
Did I just say that?
I even alerted you that you wouldn't survive the 4 days without taking bold measures, drinking your own blood. I have been nothing but a guide.
If this was an hallucination, where was he? Where was he then?
Another thing that you must
Was he here?
is that
Must be
I
the other
and
story
you,
that
Cheryl,
Sparrow did.
Oh, come
is your desperation and selfishness to escape the survey. You've just blamed me because you are blinded by your anger and refuse to blame yourself for yet another ungrateful act.
Reality hit me like a ton of bricks. The voice was correct. They had never once lied to me about anything, and had been honest since the day I had arrived here. Had I been blinded so much by my anger that I had begun to blame others than myself?
Yeah, blame
It had
Fluttershy for a
become
start.
clear to me.
Oh, come
My jaw
on!
dropped, knowing that my greatest enemy all along had been my greatest ally in this unknown place. I collapsed to my knees.
Is he an ally or is he a
feeling
threat
like a
at the same
total
time?
asshole, which I clearly was.
Like blackmail or
I had
something?
not changed since the day I arrived here.
Ooh, excuse me.
I was still the same asshole, blinded by my own hate.
Have you always been an asshole?
I see that you finally caught on to the truth, my friend. All along, you've been blinded by anger and hate. As a result, you've pushed others away and have blamed others for your faults. Do you truly believe that I'm lying to you now?
I was unable to talk as I slowly
I
rose
don't
back
know.
up to my feet.
You
I remembered
you
the
will
directions
question
given
it
to
is
me by the unknown
this can't be,
voice.
you will question you will question this sort of thing.
I understand now. It's time to find out why I'm really here, and the answers behind where I am. With no further word, I proceeded down the hall, just as the voice had instructed, until I came to a dead end and had to choose left or right. Just as the voice had instructed, I
Most
took the
people
right hall,
choose left.
quickly made my way to the end of the
Most
hall.
logical
Until,
choice is
just
always
like the
left.
voice said, a pair of double doors were before me. I inhaled a deep breath.
Most people don't
as I
turn right.
cautiously made
Most
my
people
way
turn
through the
left.
entrance into the room where I'd find my answers.
That's a Doctor Who episode as well. Turn left.
The room was large and open, much like the box, only much more different. It was dark inside, so I browsed the wall, hoping to find some sort of switch. It didn't take long before I found one, and quickly illuminated the room with a large number of lights connected to the rafters high above my head.
It must be a high
Once
ceiling
my
room.
sight was clear, I was shocked at the contents within the room, causing my jaw to drop.
It's Dr. Wolf! Sorry.
Among the walls was a plethora of monitors, currently switched off, along with 6 stage setups with green screens as the background of each. A camera was positioned in front of each, currently on standby mode. and hooked up to some sort of device that connected
It's a
to 6
studio
separate
inside the
laptops
hospital.
aligned on a single table. Lastly, in the far corner of the room, a number
Those
of
are
familiar
not cheap
props I
though,
had
those
seen
cameras.
before
Not
were
cheap, and they're not
stacked.
cheap, those green screens
Mechanical
either.
props
And the lights.
of Fluttershy's animals, along with lingerie, ropes, mattresses, and many other props
thought
seen
that was
in the
Dr.
show My Little
Wolfman.
Pony Friendship is Magic.
Or was it Basil Brush?
It took me a minute to connect the dots, but it wasn't long before I came to realization of what this place really was.
What was it?
Here was the room where the survey Skype calls are called and projected from. 6 stages, 6 laptops, 6 ponies. Without a doubt, this was it. This was the place where it all took place. The demented survey projection room. I wanted to scream and destroy everything. But I just
Yeah,
felt
but
that this
green
was
screen
not
alone won't
the
work. You
only
still
obvious
need
answer that the voice
like a
was
monitor
referring
to look at. don't you?
Something else was here, and I had
Or
to
you can
find
tell
it.
you got a green screen behind you. You can actually feel it.
So, this is it. This is where it all happens. The demented Skype calls, the survey, and the murders.
Looks like you are smarter than I thought. However,
Who is the
how do
murderer
you
though?
suppose
Who is
those
the
who run
who's setting
surveys
this up
know
though?
the contact of the unfortunate victims? It can't just be by luck or random guesses.
I thought hard about what the voice told me, still unsure of what they meant. It was true.
Can't you play
Just
some of the
how
footage on the
did
screen?
whoever run the survey get Skype contacts? Could it be some imported code into the
Hacking.
survey itself?
Hacking.
Able to import a Skype contact into a draft whenever the survey link is clicked? Or was it something
It's
less
like a-
complicated?
One of those
I decided to search around for anything
X-rated,
specific that may
programs.
relate to the situation. I carefully navigated the area, keeping a sharp eye out for anything specific, and didn't find anything until I came to the area of the laptops. In a small drawer below the laptops was what looked like some sort of notebook with a large number of pages. This piqued my interest.
Someone's taking
So I
notes.
grabbed one and quickly opened it, only
Was
to
it-
find what seemed like a well-organized log of Skype contacts. The strange thing about the contacts was a red X next to most of the names, which I quickly figured out was the victims who had been killed already.
How do you get
fluttered
you?
through
How
the
do you get
pages,
started
not
contact
seeing
them?
anything different except the massive numbers of Skype contacts with the red X next to those who had already met their fates. I was about to give up until I came to the very last page of the log and found something familiar. My Skype contact. However, the last Skype contact was not mine. It was Cheryl's. No red X was placed next to it. It hit me almost instantly as I dropped the book from
You
the
imagine
impact.
what? Is that a dinosaur?
Cheryl was not dead. What? Cheryl isn't dead?
She's there.
Correct.
But how? I saw her die before my own eyes.
Green
As
screen.
you've seen, your eyes can deceive you, my friend. Not everything you see is necessarily real.
The
I-
Matrix.
I don't understand.
The Matrix.
Cheryl
Isn't
isn't
it?
dead. Then where is she?
She's
Nothing
closer
is
than
real,
you think.
apparently.
But if you wish to find her again, you'll have to watch the moment you regret the most again.
You got to
The
watch
camera in
rewatch
front of the
you got to
second stage
rewatch
is
what you
paused
did in the
just
survey.
Before that moment. Watch it again, and you'll be able to find her.
I shuddered at the statement of watching Cheryl's punishment in the survey again. Could I? It was something that I regretted severely. Something
how
I
did
never
dinosaur
wished
get here, though?
to see again. But the voice had not lied once about anything.
No.
And if this was the only way to find Cheryl and save her from this place, I had to put aside one of my greatest fears, to save someone that I cared for dearly. Alright. I'll do it, I stated with my bravest voice as I made my way to the camera and prepared for the worst, pushing the play button on the side of the camera.
Okay.
The footage started out with the sight I had seen over the Skype call, where Fluttershy was staring blankly into the camera, holding a paper in her hooves. The questions
Only black
that
and
she
white,
asked
though.
me.
Final question. Did you take this survey by your own choice?
Asked Fluttershy through the webcam. There was a long pause before I answered over the Skype call. The one answer I regretted the most. No, it wasn't me. It was my stuck-up bitch of a girlfriend. She put me up to this bullshit, so if you're going to punish anybody for anything, choose her, not me. Her! I lip-synced the entire answer that I gave, feeling tears build up in my eyes.
You put blame on your own girlfriend
How
then?
could I have given such a fucking ungrateful answer? Cheryl was the kindest person you could know. I was far from a stuck-up bitch that I so selfishly called her. I wanted to hit myself so hard that I bled profusely right there. But the worst was yet to come.
Oh yeah?
Is that really how you feel?
Questioned Fluttershy. Yes, I selfishly replied.
As you wish.
Fluttershy replied before the beginning of Cheryl's torture began. She was already tied up in the green screen projection of what I thought was originally Fluttershy's cottage, struggling to get free from the restraints.
Where did he get his archive from? From the show?
Fluttershy proceeded to violently smacking Cheryl across the face, managing to fracture her teeth and causing her gums to bleed madly. Cheryl cried from the hits, but it only grew worse as Fluttershy resorted to punching her across the face, hard. Cheryl couldn't scream due to the tape across her
I can't remember
preventing so,
what happens with
but she
Shell
continued to cry
within the
and
survey because it
struggle
was
from
near the end, I
torture.
think.
I wanted to stop right there, but it wasn't over yet,
No.
as Fluttershy resorted to her next method of torture. But not to Cheryl this time, but to me. Fluttershy pointed directly at the screen as she ripped the tape from Cheryl's mouth. She was crying and begging for mercy. Fluttershy's response to her pleas was only cruel and made a chill run down my spine.
It's not me who brought this torture upon you, dear. But only the ones you care the most about.
Yeah.
I only do what he tells me to do. And he wanted you to be tortured. Just so he could get away with lying over the truth.
Fluttershy answered in the most
Lying over
cruel
the
voice
truth.
that she could muster. No, Cheryl, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you didn't mean it.
I'm sorry.
You're not sorry.
Oh my. What a liar you are. First you said you wanted her to
That is
be
a good
tortured
Fluttershy though.
because
That is a
she's
good
the one who
Fluttershy.
got you into
That's a
this
good Fluttershy. What?
death.
What a lie you
By your
are!
actions now, you already told me what you want. So, I have no choice but to do what you say.
Please, 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 don't do this. Please.
You started this.
Wait.
With those
Whoa,
two cold
Fluttershy's
words,
a bitch there, isn't she?
Fluttershy proceeded to killing Cheryl.
Oh, Harry. Would you mind doing the honors? You've been needing a boost in protein lately. And I believe one human is enough to ease your hunger.
The last of Cheryl's screams were silenced as Harry engulfed her, finishing her off. Strangely, I didn't remember much after that. Suddenly, it hit me. I didn't remember anything after that. Had I?
No, no, something happened. You hang up, didn't you?
Onward.
Did you hang up in the
My victims become unresponsive.
Fluttershy spoke.
Are you sure?
Oh,
Spoke another
hello,
unknown
Thomas.
voice from within the room. Fluttershy nodded her head.
Not to worry. His contact has been logged. And as we all know, once the survey has started, it is inescapable until it's complete.
So,
I remember calling that for him.
Your job is complete. Until the next victim, that is. As for this one, we'll put him through the box test, where he will
box.
continue to take the survey in his mind, and shall remain in a coma until the quest is complete. His girlfriend will be put into the same state as well, and depending on how he copes in his mind, will decide the fate of them
like
both.
a state of sleep. It's
Only
like
one
frozen in
survive
time
the
sort of thing.
ordeal. Put the subject in room B52 for a period of 4 days.
That's a plane.
As for the victim himself, his test begins now. Start the mind test protocol and put it on a 4-day time schedule. Now!
Now!
I was speechless as the video came to an end. All along, this wasn't even in reality.
No.
I was in a coma. In reality. And this whole thing was occurring in my mind.
Yes.
I had passed out and was still taking
It was
the survey,
all in your mind,
just
apparently.
in my mind.
That means there's a Skype call
This
in your mind
newfound
as well.
information was almost too much to take in, but it was obvious now. This was still a test, and the only way to pass was to save Cheryl from wherever she was hidden in this place.
Yeah.
That's when I remembered that the location was given away in the video. She was in room B52 and was alive. But I feared
B52 is hospital, isn't it?
Now you understand why you are here and where exactly
B52 is... You're close to her then, aren't you?
You figured it out. Cheryl is alive, but once the 4th day is complete, both you and Cheryl will die in your comas. Despite all that has happened...
She's in a coma too then?
Even if you manage to save her, only one can survive. It's time for you to choose, my friend. Would you rather live and go on with your life, or are you willing to spare the one you love and save her from a terrible fate caused by you?
The voice
This is like the Hawk
was
isn't
very
it?
blunt,
Neither can
which
live
meant
while the
this was
other
it.
survives.
This was my final choice.
One's got to die.
It was
for...
clear what I wanted.
Someone's got to die
And
for
the
someone to
only
live.
way I could escape the images that now plagued my
You
mind,
can't both be alive.
I had to do the right thing. Even if it did cost me my life, I deserved it for what I did out of my own choice. I've done ungrateful things, and have no reasons to go back.
Clearly.
While Cheryl has a full life ahead of her. I've treated my friends and family as if they were garbage my whole life.
Yeah.
And even taking the life of an innocent
Literally.
person. This time, I will not choose wrong. This time, I will do the right thing.
By killing yourself?
My choice was clear, as I heard the voice speak again.
Best find her before it's too late. You slept for almost 2 days and have 13 minutes before the test ends.
I didn't say anything, and quickly resorted to rushing out of the room, noticing that the rooms were now labeled with numbers, and knew I had a long way to go, due to the nearest room being labeled D1. I had a long way to go, and hoped that I would make it before I lost Cheryl.
You get an idea if you had to turn left or right now
shook my
for
head
the
of any sort of
B52,
negative
don't you?
thoughts. No, no more doubt. I will save her. I will not fail again. With no further hesitation, I quickly scurried down the hall, my target being room B52.
To be continued. Okay, that was the box part 3. Well, I called some of the shots in that episode. Yes, I called some of the shots in that episode, and it made me question: was the box as well a hallucination, transported to the I say mental hospital because it was like a mental hospital, and so American though. Mental hospital, so American. Yeah. Someone must have hacked into Skype calls. Someone must have hacked into like Brony Skype calls, because a normal person or I would say normal person, a fan of the show wouldn't know who Fluttershy is. Only fans of the show would be. And his girlfriend must have been a pet sister, if you understand what I mean. But I had an idea it was an hallucination, and makes you think was the other things that happened in the survey hallucination too. That I don't know. I can't answer that, but it makes you think. Was that as well a hallucination, or was that did he imagine the whole thing, or was the survey real but the box wasn't? He is in the mental hospital. Is that real though? It's making me confused, man. Just thinking about it. Well, I can't wait for part 4. I will start part 4 soon. Hope you like this reaction, all my reactions I do, and I will see you next time. Oh yes.